something's working well, like why change it, you know? Hi, I'm Rachel Lynn, and I am on a journey to paying off all of my debt, paying down my student loans, my PMI on my mortgage, and more. I am here to give you tips, tricks, inspiration, and motivation along your financial journey as well. If you are new here, go ahead and click that red subscribe button down below and join me on this journey as we walk through this together and live a better financial life. Today, I wanted to talk to you about a major financial mistake that I did. Thankfully, the mistake is in my favor, but I did want to come on here and admit that I made a huge, like almost $1,000 mistake in my budget. At the beginning of April, I posted my March budget recap, and I talked about how much money I had in my sinking funds and how much was going to be in there starting in the month of April. So actually, after that video, I went in and I made the transfers that I needed to make. I had already transferred money from bank to bank. Then it was just in my checking account, and it needed to go to my savings account, which, or just the savings account of my sinking funds. I have all of my sinking funds in one account, and then I keep track on my spreadsheet as to how much money is in each account. So when I made that video, I had already transferred all the money from the one bank account to the other. Well, I forgot that I was keeping my money in like a whole month ahead in my other bank account. The reason why it's not like $2,200 of a mistake and it's actually closer to $1,000 is because that first check, well, actually it's the last check of the month. I was counting that as part of the current, like I was counting it as being ahead. And so that money didn't get transferred. So it was like half of what I normally get paid got transferred. I think I intended to do that because I didn't like being a month ahead. I know that sounds really weird, but I didn't like all that money just sitting in that account at the start of the month. Like, the reason for this is because that account does not accrue any interest. And so if I have, you know, $2,200, which is about my take-home pay, if I have $2,200 sitting in there from the beginning of the month, when I would really have like $1,100 from my first paycheck sitting in there, then that makes a huge difference in, well, maybe not a huge difference, but you know, a few pennies every month, it adds up. So it makes a big difference in how much interest I would be earning in my other bank accounts. So I think I meant to transfer it all, but then when it came to the budget part and talking to you about it, I completely forgot to acknowledge it and didn't even think about it. I was like, okay, well, this is what it's going to be because this is what's left over, but I forgot that I had money left over in my account. So as far as like why it's not exactly $1,100, it's probably because of where I had overspent somewhere. Sort of a long story short, I ended up moving that money from the one account to the other. I'm going back to not being a month ahead. I'm just starting the month fresh at the beginning of the month with the last check from the previous month, because I always get paid on like the 30th, and so I always count that as, so if I got paid on March 30th, that counts as April 1st. I'm going to go back to that plan. I'm not going to be a month ahead. I'm okay with that. I have a $250 buffer in my account just in case something comes through in like the minutes that occur between when I transfer that money from one account to the other and when I get paid on the 30th. And when I say minutes, like sometimes I don't transfer that money until after the first of the month. So it's there. I just leave that first paycheck plus $250. That's usually what I do. So I'm usually pretty well covered when it comes to having the money that I need and not going over. Like, I mean, I have not withdrawn my bank account for, it's been a very long time. So, I mean, I've made a lot of money mistakes, believe me, but that is one that the way that I've been doing my bank account, that has not been an issue. So I am going back to that. But that means I have a whole bunch of extra money that was in the one account. So what I'm doing is taking that almost $1,000 and I am just putting that in my sinking funds. So there were some sinking funds that I was afraid were starting to get a little bit depleted, such as my family time sinking fund. I need a few things, well, at least one thing I need for my Rachel Lynn business, and I actually went on ahead and got that. Sneak peek, it is an external hard drive. I think I got a good deal on this. Hopefully it works better than the one that I have, and the one that I have is almost full anyway. So I went on ahead and bought that. It's still in the package actually, so I haven't even opened it. I'm still trying to like fill up the last of my the other one, but this one specifically made for Mac. That's what I was looking for, and so hopefully it works a little bit better, because the one that I've had, like, you have no idea. It has been very frustrating working with it on my Mac, and I think it wasn't formatted correctly. Anyway, it works sometimes, and then most of the time it works, but then sometimes it's like it doesn't work at all. But now that it's almost full, I needed a new one of those. And then I also need some new camera batteries. I want to use this camera that I'm currently using more often because it's much better quality than the like camera that's on my Mac, and so I want to use this more often, but the battery doesn't last very long and I need some more batteries, so I do plan to purchase those soon. So anyway, I'm like, I digress. Seriously, I digress way too much. So my plan is to put some more money into that area, and then I also wanted to put some more money into my house sinking fund because, well, I just keep spending money out of it. Plus, I'm saving for Windows. I keep talking about how I'm saving for Windows, and then I keep spending from my house sinking fund. Just wait until April's budget recap. I mean, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad, and it's really not too much. I really have been very, very careful. But, you know, when it's like $25 here and $15 there and $25 here, like, that stuff adds up. And so I just really need to be more careful about that, because, like, I really, really, really want to get new windows, like, as close to the beginning of the summer as possible. I do have some extra income that will hopefully be coming in the month of May, but that doesn't guarantee to push me over the edge of what I need for new windows. So I just have to be more careful with those little spending little bits that I keep doing. Anyway, if you are not subscribed, make sure that you are subscribed and hit the bell so that you know when I post my April budget recap, which will be coming out very soon. So when you see my May budget setup coming up pretty soon, I don't know if I'm going to show my sinking funds at that point or in my recap or in a completely separate video, but whenever I get to that and you see where last month I was supposed to have like $5,100 in there, and this month I'm going to start out with like a whole lot more, then yeah, that's where that money came from. I accidentally forgot that I was a month ahead in my bank account, and then I like went on ahead and moved it all over. But I'm good with that. It's what I'm used to. I think it's just weird that I even try to change. So sometimes, like, if something's working well, like, why change it, you know? So, I mean, I gave it a shot for a couple of months. It just made it hard with the math part at the end of the month, like trying to do that last transfer. Just doing that math, I don't know, it was just a little bit harder than just like my paycheck plus $250. It was like, okay, well, I need this much money, but I'm gonna get paid, but I haven't gotten paid yet, and then if I have gotten paid, then I need to like take that into consideration. It was just like, it was too confusing. So I'm just going back to normal, and that just gives me more money in my sinking funds. And so yeah, that is my big financial mistake of the month. I would love to share with you some true financial mistakes that actually cost me a lot of money. If you are looking forward to hearing about that, give me a like and leave a comment down below. Let me know that you want to hear about my true past financial mistakes. 'Cause I'm not even sure if I've really got into a lot of them. I know I've talked about my student loans in depth, but I've made a lot of other really, really, really poor financial mistakes in my past. And so it's just kind of nice to be on the other side of that and in a place where I feel like I will never make at least those same mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes in the future, but at least I won't be making those same mistakes over again. So yeah, and if you could learn from my mistakes and not make them, then, you know, if I can help you, then I would love to do that. So leave me a comment down below and let me know if you would like to see that video. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.